Thank you guys so much for joining us for the Iconic Conversation series
for Black History Month. I'm here today with Miss Naomi Showers Doyle, who is running for Justice of the Peace, and I am so honored to have you here. It's great to meet somebody else that's doing something so great like that.
Well, awesome. Thanks for letting me be here. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak with you and all of you.
Were you born and raised here?
So I was not born here, but I was raised here since the 4th grade. So I got to experience the ISD through every sector, from elementary, middle school, high school, and college.
That is awesome. I was not born here either.
Okay.
So I was born in Mississippi, and we didn't come here until I started high school. So that's about the depth of my knowledge of schools here.
That's all we know. You're a Central Jaguar, so
Yeah. And
you
you
went
went
into
Oh no, I was never in that. I mean, it was fun at first, but I mean, I was never into it. I don't even think I got to visit Ozane before they combined both schools.
Okay. My sister went to Central, so I was there quite often.
Oh, okay, cool. I was in the band for a little bit. Yeah, I love the band. I miss it. So tell me about your official profession. What is it that you do?
Well, I am the elections manager for Jefferson County. I manage and administer the elections for all 250,000 residents in Jefferson County. I have a permanent staff of 4, and then throughout an election cycle, I have up to 600 employees that I have to train and manage. And at the same time, make sure the elections go off according to the law, and we don't disenfranchise voters. So I actually love my job. So deciding to run for office and take me away from a job that I love, I was met with the difficult decision of leave something I love for a community that I love. So which one needs me more? And so my community needs me more. And so I'm honored to have been called for this. And
That's very admirable to do something more for the community. But both of them are your passion. It's just a matter of choosing which passion you want to strive for right now.
How I could be most effective.
So, what originally got you interested in that type of work? Like, as a child, did you say, "Oh, I want to be an elections manager"?
No, not an elections manager, but I always knew that I was going to have something to do in a political realm, and so I always knew that. So I always thought about that, even when I was younger, like how I moved. I was like, one day you're going to be...
I thought about that too.
One day you're going to be moving in like different arenas and whatnot, so you might not want to go here and go there. I still made mistakes, but I thought about those things though.
You took careful consideration when you made
I
decisions.
did.
What is your biggest inspiration?
So I'll tell you what was a game changer for me was in 2018 when I forget her name, it escapes me right now, but in Harris County, so right there in Houston, a Hispanic young female was voted as the county judge for Harris County. And
I do remember that.
And it was amazing. And then also, I don't know if you saw, there was like pictures going around of all the African American female judges that had got voted in 2018. And I thought to myself, I was like, it can be done. Like, what's stopping you? Like, they're young, but they're educated and they're prepared. So what's stopping me if I know that I possess the same skills? I can't let the fear of running or what people might say because I'm young, stop me. So this is bigger than me, is because me running and me being the next justice of the peace means something for people who felt just like I felt back in 2018.
It's inspirational to me because to know that we're close in age, very close in age, and you're running for something like this. I mean, that's very big. I would love to see, the younger, our generation, to start trying to make a change.
I mean, I have met some older people, and they are probably just excited as I am. And I was like, they were like, it's time for some youth, it's time for this and that. And I was like, wow, like that makes me feel even better because, I mean, you don't just want anyone, everybody, should run. You should prepare yourself. But when you have someone who just so happens to be young but is qualified and is ready to do the work, why not? Yeah, we need to start looking in our community and seeing who our up and coming leaders are and who really is about doing what's best for the community. So
I agree, and I think that's definitely one of the things that I want to highlight with this series is the people that are in our community that are making a difference that people may or may not know, so that all of the viewers, old or young, can see that we're trying to make sure that we're building up our community at the same time. Do you see yourself going further than Justice of the Peace?
I can't speak on that because I don't know what God has for me, but I know that everything that I have done has been preparation for this moment, which means that this moment is preparation for something else, and so I look at it that way.
To be great.
I want to stay focused on this race because I see this seat as something that has a great impact on our community, and I don't want to look ahead and not focus on what's in front of me, because what's in front of me is the opportunity to make real change.
I have a lot of plans on what I want to do because I am an author and I have a TV show coming up, and of course I know what my end dream goal is.
Okay.
But I definitely want to stay focused on what we have going here, because if I can't get this project started and taken off, I can't see the dream goal achieved. So,
but it's amazing that you can see your end dream goal, because for a long time for me, I couldn't see what the end goal was. Where are we going to end up? For me, God showed me little glimmers of things, and so I'm just okay, well, maybe we'll run for office one day, and that was just it. That was just it. But it's good to see the end and be like, this is what I'm working for.
I know that you do. You've been having your campaign going, and you have even a few sponsors now. So, when you do have to give speeches or talk, do you get nervous when you have to go in front of a lot of people?
Oh, absolutely. I get nervous to just come talk to you. And the reason is because I say this prayer before I speak to anyone. I still do. Before I even do a training class with my coworkers, I pray that I say things in a way that it is received by the audience, so they understand the topic matter that I'm talking about. So I always go into things with some angst, because I just want to make sure that I'm saying it in a way that it's being received as God would want me to say it. Yeah. And I'm really a passionate person, so I'm learning how to channel that passion so it doesn't come off too much.
Too ambitious.
Too much.
Yeah.
Talk about me running and what that means, but it's just important to take that step, and that's how I feel. I was like, okay, well, you've been doing all these things, and now it's time for you to take that real step, the one you've been scared to take.
Right.
So when you take that step and you start walking in your purpose, it doesn't matter what anybody says.
Right.
You took the step.
Nobody can take away your passion. What are you most excited about?
So my kids are probably the source of most of my every emotion. So they're my greatest accomplishments, and we're still rearing them. So that is something that means the most to me. And obviously when you run for something, it takes you away from your kids and all that. So that's why it's important that everything that I do for this, I put my all into it, not just because my kids, but also because of what it means for the community that I'm creating for them. Them watching me do this is important. I'm here and I'm raising my kids here, and I want my community to a standard of excellence, and I know that I can be the one to help get us there. I went to school, to be in government and all that kind of stuff, and to manage and do all that good stuff, but learning children and their personalities and how they deal, I probably could, broker some type of peace deal.
Right, exactly, because kids are so different. And they have, even with the same parents and the same environment, you can get so many different personalities out of children. Yes, it's great. And we can't help anything grow if we don't help raise our children correctly. So I think that is an awesome answer. In 2019, what was one moment or event that you were extremely proud of, that was very memorable? What happened?
for like all of 2019, I was struggling with this. Oh, I feel stagnant. I don't feel like I'm using my, you know, all my gifts and my true potential. I'm not doing what I felt God had called me to do. And so when I finally decided to run, it was just like it was just an amazing moment. It felt great, actually.
That's awesome to hear. What changes would you like to see in the community?
So I would like to see us address the issues of youth delinquency that we're seeing. So I know everyone has seen the videos that are going around of like the kids fighting and stuff. And we have to, I think at the core root of that is education. And truancy, you know, kids not being in school or whatever, has lost a lot of its fight as it pertains to the justice of the peace courts, because it used to be you could send the kids and the parents to court and it would be like a fine for the parents, and then
I remember that.
yeah, so that's
They don't do
changing.
that anymore.
It's
just
more.
here?
No, it's for the state of Texas.
Oh, wow.
So basically, schools are handling truancy in-house, and there's not much they can do for accountability. And so I want to see, even though the JP courts doesn't have like the jurisdiction per se to handle truancy until it becomes an escalated matter, but there's still ways that you can have the strong arm of JPs and constables and police officers and stuff that are able to build coalitions with the school to help them. The JPs or justices are out in the community and actually talking to these kids. You know, mentorship opportunities, we need a lot of that for our kids. Show them something different. You know, not just every time you get in trouble is you get suspended or whatever the case is. No, there has to be something different, and we need to be able to sit down and figure out how we can do that. This is exactly what needs to happen. These moments where we sit down with educators and administrators.
Or just begin with the conversation.
Exactly. We're not willing to hear from the community. We're never going to be able to fix what's going on in the community. Increasing accessibility and understanding what goes on in the people's court is a super huge thing, because a lot of people don't know what JPs do or what happens in the justice of the peace courts. There are programs that we can bring to our county right now that can help with these things, but you need an innovative leader to get in here. So I get so invigorated when I see that I created a platform, you know, of what I want to do to change the community. But when you hear and you talk to community, you see, yes, there's a need. Like, they want to be heard.
Right.
You know?
They do. It's just a matter of giving them the resources they need to do.
Exactly.
What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind?
Well, first, we'll make history as being Jefferson County's first African-American female judge at any level, and that's from the highest court to the lowest court of the JP office, which is crazy. It's 2020, come on.
Right, that's
But
awesome.
that's one thing. But more importantly, I want that, not even if you Google me and be able to find out something, but you ask people in the community
And they
about
just
what I've
know.
done. Or hey, do you know such and such? Oh yeah, she helped me this and this. She came to my school, she talked to us about this, and I remember because she told me this and it meant something to me 10 years down the line. You know, kind of like what you want from your kids, right? I mean, my kids don't have to like me, but at the end of the day, did you learn something from me? Were you able to say, you know what, my mama told me not to do that, and I'm 21 and I'm not gonna do that, or whatever the case is. That's the kind of stuff that means something to me. A name on a building doesn't mean anything. Being the first, the only, whatever, doesn't mean anything. But if you can ask somebody, and they say, yeah.
I just know that there's so much more that I could do. And I would love to take this opportunity to try and help it grow. To try and help with this iconic series to at least put a foot in the door to let people know that we could be better. And I have these people here that are saying we can be better. So, I mean, I think if people continue to hear it and continue to see the excellence that we already have in our community, they're going to want to strive to do the same thing. What advice would you give to someone that may want to follow in your footsteps?
So, I would say definitely do your work, okay? Do your work, work hard, do your very best in school, foster good relationships with people. You know, you don't want to be one of those people that someone can leave from you and say that they had a bad experience. So you want to foster good relationships because you just never know. You never know when you run for office in 20 years if somebody remembers when you were mean to them or cussed them or something like that. So focus on your school, and definitely I would say pursue some form of higher education. whether it be a certificate, it be a 2-year school or a 4-year school, law school, middle school, whatever the case is, pursue some type of formal education beyond high school. It tells me that you know how to think. So if you took the time to graduate high school and then you went and pursue higher education, I feel like that tells me you took some time and you know how to think through some things. You can critically think. Just look for opportunities to intern, get involved in organizations, even at the high school level, middle school level. Get involved in your student council, get involved in beta clubs, service projects, you helping other people. It keeps you humble. It also gives you an eye of what's going on in the community. It's so easy to get caught up in your own world.
Right.
And I think that's what's happening a lot, is that we get real selfish and we get in our bubble and we forget about the community. So education, get involved in your community, and always think ahead and don't get caught up in the now of things. Because the now things, you can change your future. People are willing to talk to you about the things that they do if you approach them with a listening ear.
I think so. I think that's all it is.
Exactly. See, and here I sit, yeah.
So what upcoming projects or events do you have planned for 2020?
The victory party for when I win election, because
when you win.
When I win, we're gonna have us a good time, because your girl does like to have a good time, so we'll do that. That'll be fun, and I'll still be elections manager, which means I'll be focusing on the November election. And definitely, and I get excited about this because I love elections, but definitely a big push to get people registered, a big push to increase accessibility for voters. So Lamar has not had a polling location there for the last couple of years. Yeah, and so I've been really pushing.
So I do remember that
there was one.
there.
There was one.
It's been years.
Yeah, there was one, but we haven't had one there in years, and I made a big push for us to have one there, because I know that the students. I was there when President Obama was elected, and so you can't tell me that the kids don't vote there.
Right.
I was there at the meetings, being excited about his win and everything. So having a polling location now, being there, I worked really hard with Professor Sarah Nubala there. To get it there, and so I'm excited about that, and I'm excited about what that means for November 2020, because I look forward to what the turnout is going to be in the county. So that is going to be my next big focus in 2020, is making sure that we have a successful election.
Okay. What do you like to do in your spare time?
Yes, so I haven't had much of that, but I do love dance fitness. So I love hip hop. Yes, I love Zumba. I love hip hop. I like all dance classes that are not boring and have good music. I love good music dance classes.
Before we wrap up, I want to know, what is your definition of being an icon?
First of all, I don't know if I'm really an icon, because I think it's something that means you have really left a mark on whatever you're involved in. So you've left a mark on the writing industry, or you left a mark on the music industry, whatever the case is. In my realm, I aspire to be an icon, I guess, because I want to leave a mark on my community that just says, she was here and she actually did something to help her community, and we have tangible results. Doesn't have to be edifice and buildings and whatnot, but tangible results, because children are leaving and they're saying, yeah, I remember. People my mother's age and older are saying, yeah, she was young, but she did this, and this, and to me, that's iconic, because you're leaving a mark. And for me, I would like that mark to be a mark of excellence. So whenever someone encounters me, whether it be in court for simple things like animal bites or debt claims or evictions or anything like that, that you felt like you still got to experience excellence in my court, and that if you met me in the community and you had a conversation with me, you knew that I was genuine, had a genuine care and interest in you. So to me, being iconic is leaving your mark on whatever you're involved.
So you think that until you've left a mark, you're not iconic?
I don't know. That's a good question. question. I mean, to me, like I said, I aspire to be iconic, I guess, to leave a mark like that. I know that it's coming, you know, I know that because I just know I was called for something greater, but my calling is not to be a star or anything. My calling is to do the most good for my community or whomever I'm fighting for. So if someone can walk away and say that was who I was, then that's iconic. Yeah.
Then that's all that matters. I mean, being an icon is about what you want to achieve. And the fact that you're already where you are, and you are already recognized for your efforts, just because you haven't taken office yet, doesn't mean that you aren't already a role model or an icon in another kid's eyes to see that you've taken steps to become what you have become.
Well, thank you. I hope so. I hope I left a mark on someone so far.
Yes, you've definitely left a mark on it. So, because I didn't go to Ozan, so I didn't know you growing up. So definitely I've met somebody that I would look up to. Because, I mean, you've accomplished a lot in your age, or our age. So, I mean, that just tells me that as long as you stay focused, you can achieve something. And there's nothing more iconic than that. Is working towards what you want to achieve.
Wow. Well, I thank you for that. I thank you for that. That is definitely a seed that I'm going to plant it and let that grow into something.
Make sure.
Well, see, you get to leave your mark on me today. Excellent.
Well, that's great. That means that I can be iconic today.
And there you go.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Iconic Conversation series with Naomi Showers Doyle, who is running for Justice of Peace.
Precinct 1, place 1.
Yes, she is. Guys, don't forget to vote.
This has been an Iconic Conversation with Naomi Showers Doyle with your host, Xania Marie. Stay tuned for more interviews.